Hey everyone! As a continuation of our color unit, for this assignment we're going to be making a color chart that explores all the different colors you can make with using just your three primaries, black and white. So whatever color media you're using for this, you will need those five colors: red, yellow, blue, your three primaries, black, and white. For those of you who need to use watercolor for this, you may know that white is not typically used with watercolor. If you do have access to white, you can use it for this chart, and if you do not, in a future video, I'll be demonstrating what to do if you do not have white using watercolor. Okay, so also in Classroom, I posted some diagrams of this that you can refer to while you're watching the video that might help to see what the actual outcome is first before actually following the video demo. But I have gotten this piece of paper. It's 11 by 14 piece of paper out of a sketchbook. Actually, it was something that my niece had painted on, and I decided just to conserve paper and use the back side of that. So this is not a final piece of artwork. I think that that's fine. But the piece of paper that we need to be working on needs to be 9 by 9. So I have measured out a 9 by 9 square, and I did that out of the bigger 11 by 14 piece of paper. And I did that by measuring, right, to the 9, making a mark. Then I did the same at the top, made a mark at the 9, and then I connected it by connected the two dots by drawing a line. Same thing this way. So this measures out 9 by 9, and now I'm going to cut it out. Now if you want to just leave it in the bigger piece of paper, that's okay. It's just an exercise, so I'm not going to be picky about final presentation, but I want to have the excess out of there, so I'm just going to cut carefully along this line. If you have some kind of little paper cutter handy, I know probably most of you don't. I do not have one at home, only at school. You could use a paper cutter, but scissors work just fine for this too. So cutting it out of my bigger piece of paper. So now I have a 9 by 9 sheet of paper. Then I'm going to make a 1-inch grid on this 9 by 9 piece of paper. So gotta get the ruler out again. Hold the mark, the last mark on the ruler, not the edge of the ruler, but that mark there, the very first mark, to the edge of the paper. And then every 1 inch make a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you don't have to make one at the 9 because that's the edge of the paper. So you're making 8 marks total, which is going to break this up into 9 blocks going across and 9 blocks going up. So a 9 by 9 grid. So doing the same thing at the top, so then I can connect the dots and have even lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, don't have to make that last mark because that's the edge of the paper. And then just trying to tilt this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hold the ruler carefully up to your marks. Draw a line. So blind, I have to get right up close to this to see it. So we're halfway there. Now we're gonna do the same thing on these two sides. Measure out my marks and connect the dots. Watched the Bill Nye video on light and color like you were supposed to, you will know that the pure colors of the spectrum are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. You might remember from middle school, maybe you learned this way, Roy G. Biv are the pure spectrum colors. Indigo is just a fancy way of saying dark blue. It's like blue with a little bit of black in it. And violet is just a fancy way of saying purple, in case you don't know. And then we will have two additional squares, black and white. Same down the side, Roy G. Biv, black, white, and then same down this way from corner to corner. Roy G. Biv, black, white. Now you are all set up to do your color chart.